Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Nandi. If you do know me, welcome back to another video. So, as you can tell by the title is correct, okay? I have quit my first nurse practitioner job, and pretty much I wanted to make this video because I do feel like everything is a learning lesson. And so I'm going to be giving you guys a little bit of the tea as to why I quit, what sort of went wrong. This is going to be a short and simple video. I'm not going too much into detail, but you guys will get the overall synopsis as to what led me to my final decision. So before we get started, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, you guys. Subscribe. As you guys see, I'm taking you through my whole journey, my process, everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the not so good, everything. So definitely subscribe to the channel. And let's go ahead and get into it. If you're new to the channel, you should know Nandi is a note-taking girl. So I did create notes for this video because I didn't want to go off track in regards to what I wanted to say. So let's go ahead. I pretty much have like 4 main points that I put on here. So let's just go ahead and start with point number 1. And I guess this is sort of like in order as to priority or whatever you want to say as to why I quit. So the first main big reason is because of treatment of me, treatment of the medical assistants. By treatment, I mean either how we were spoken to, also a lot of comments that were made, slick comments that were made about me that I didn't care for at all. And it was a huge problem for me. I was not used to this. If you're new to the channel, I worked in, well, my other job that I also spun the block on. If you guys are all the way caught up with all of my vlogs, that job that I've been at for 6 years, I would say I was there for a long time because of how good I was treated, if that makes sense. So, you know, jumping into something like this, it was different. I didn't like it. And yeah, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet with that. I did not. Your girl had to go. Number 2, which I mentioned in a previous video, I was asked to do a lot of things that were not within my contract. A lot of things during my training period that were not within my contract. I was also told within my contract that I would be allowed to do some things that I was not allowed to do. It's just so sad. It's so sad. And I did mention in a previous video, I was just like, yeah, I mentioned about a contract. I don't know what video it was, but I mentioned this in a previous video. So, baby, whatever is in that contract is what people need to be going by. You sign your name, they sign their name, and that's just that. And frankly, I wasn't having it. Because I'm the type of person, like, I like to know what I am signing up for before I sign up for anything. Does that make sense? Like, I need to know what is expected of me. And so when you're telling me something like, oh, I should be expecting this, I should be expecting that within my contract, that is what Nandi is expecting. And so when you go outside of that, that's when it becomes an issue for me. There was even an instance where I literally kind of had to fight for something that was within my contract. And it should never come to that. Like, I shouldn't have to go toe to toe with you about something that I was told I would be allowed to do. So that was reason number 2. Reason number 3, just overall, it was very, very important for me to be, especially as a new grad. I think regardless, I think for all new grads, I think it's very, very important for you to be in a positive work environment, a place where you feel like you are being encouraged, a place where you feel like you are being supported. That's very, very important. A place where you feel like, you can ask the other providers questions and them not get frustrated with you, for you not to feel like you're a burden on anybody. You should be in a very good environment. And so I went into my job feeling very encouraged. I went in enthusiastic. I went in with a positive attitude, and I left the job feeling very discouraged, second guessing myself, my capabilities, and that is just not okay. It's not okay. I do want to mention too, like with providers, I don't know if this is something that you guys have heard before, but it's that little saying like, oh, like providers kind of have like this God's complex. You hear that because it sort of means that like some providers you come across, they can be very cocky. They feel like they have this superpower of healing. You get what I'm saying? And so they walk with that attitude. And don't get me wrong, I do not feel like you need to be cocky to be a provider, but I do think you need to be confident. And I say that very strongly because even in primary care, especially, when it comes to anybody's life, even with children, there be times where you have to make that final call. Like, you need to go to the ED. Okay. And if you can't be confident enough to make that final call, especially when it counts, once again, that is somebody's life in jeopardy. And so I say all this to say, you don't want to be in an environment where you feel like, you're either being belittled or mistreated, or things that are sort of going to impact that confidence that you need to have as a provider, because it is very important for you to have that confidence. So that's just that on that, okay? And so lastly, I put on here, it just came to the point where I felt overwhelmed. I felt very anxious. I dreaded driving to that job every single day. I dreaded being there. Like, I just, yeah. And you should never, ever, ever, ever feel like that. And especially for somebody like me, I just couldn't take it. I couldn't take it any longer. It was something that built up over time, and it just got worse over time. I made the final decision to resign. And so that was just that. I knew it was time for me to go because, yeah, like I said, nobody should be driving to work like, why? Like, driving like, why? It should never come to that. But I will say, after I did resign, when I turned in that final resignation letter, baby, I felt like a whole entire weight had just been lifted off my shoulders. Like, I was so relieved. Which is why, I can't even come on camera here and be like boo-hoo crying to you guys, because that's not how I feel. Like, I would say I feel great. But I definitely don't feel sad. Like, I made the best decision for me. It's not something that I regret. If you watch my MD versus MP video, me and my friend Chinea, we were talking about that. Like, I'm not somebody, like, that's one of my top phrases or things that I try to live by in this life is no regrets. And I don't regret my decision. I stand 10 toes on it. And the fact that I felt so good afterwards was even more confirmation as to why I made the right decision. And so that's just that. We're going to move forward. And that is just that. But I do want to give you guys some learning lessons from everything with that first job that I have learned. I'm going to share it with you. And so, for one, My particular job, it was me, it was two other MDs, and the two other MDs were related, blood related. And for me, lesson number one, I personally will not be working for another family owned practice, because I can't say for every single place, but I do think it's going to be a challenge if you expect to be treated like the other people who are related. I don't want to say it's impossible, but I do think it can be a challenge, and that whole challenge can just be avoided if I just don't do it. If I just don't work for, people who are related, I think that just takes that out of the equation personally. Number two, just making sure that even if they do give you a contract, if there's no paragraph, nothing written in there about your training period, especially depending upon how intense your training period will be, do make sure that that is included in your contract in regards to what's expected, in regards to what you can and cannot do during this training period. I do feel like all of that should be included so that you personally know what to expect and you have something to go by, and they also have something to go by in regards to rules and regulations as well. So make sure that is included if it is not already. And then number three that I have on here is just, things may look cute, they may look nice on the outside, but that does not necessarily mean that everything is cute and dandy on the inside, okay? If you get my drift here, you get my drift, okay? But overall, like I said from the very beginning, I do feel like everything is a learning lesson. And, I'm taking that job, I'm taking that experience as, like an intense residency. I don't know, an intense something. And, I did learn a lot from the job. I will say that. I was able to learn a lot. I was able to learn a lot about myself. And I'm going to take those positive things with me. And I'm going to leave the negative things behind. And, we're moving forward. For the 100th time, we are moving forward. So I just want to come on here and make this video because, obviously I took you guys along with me. So you've seen my office, you've seen, what that background looked like, and you won't be seeing that any longer. And so I just want to let you guys know, so when you see new vibes, you can be like, okay, girl, like, we know, new place, okay, new job. I do plan on staying and working in pediatrics primary care. I'm strong about the kids, love them, okay? And so we will just find a new position. And I will keep you guys posted once we do that and once we move on to our next job, our next phase of life, okay? It's a new year, new beginnings, okay? Like I said, no regrets. And, I am confident in the fact that the best thing has yet to come, okay? The best has yet to come. And we're going to find that, okay? And I don't care. Even with my previous job that I love so much, it took me years. I've been working since a girl could get a check. It took me years and years and years to find that type of positive environment. And so if we got to, move around till we can find the best place for us, then that is what we're going to do. Because I just refuse to be any place where I feel unhappy. I refuse to be any place where I feel belittled or, just not good enough. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, we work too hard. When I say we work too hard, girl, we worked way too hard to be unhappy. And that's like one of my main goals or main things for 2024 is just happiness, peace, because we deserve it. So that's what we gonna get, okay? But anywho, I appreciate you guys for being on this journey with me. I appreciate you guys for always just being so positive, so encouraging, so loving, so supporting. Like I truly, truly do. And I want to emphasize that in this video because there'll be plenty of times that you guys be getting me through some of my rough days. So, I just want to make that known. And I really do appreciate you guys for that. And I hope you continue to rock with your girl, okay? I probably will, if I'm being honest, take a small little break from YouTube. And I don't know how long that will be. It won't be super, super long. But I do want to make sure that I am getting my life together and coming back with a positive attitude for you guys so I can create great content for you. So that's just me being open and honest. But once again, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys so, so much. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.